Welcome to my channel! Hello kids! I'm your teacher Zell. Welcome to science class. Quarter 1, week 6, day 1. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to describe waste materials as to whether they can be disposed, reused, and recycled. Today, we're going to study about materials and their uses. Before we proceed to our discussion, let us have first a short recall about our discussion last week. What will happen if the following materials are thrown away? We have here a banana peel, an empty plastic bottle, a paper towel, a metal can, and a juice cartons. Good job, kids! A banana peel gets rotten, like what you see in the picture. Guess what? An empty plastic bottle stays the same. A paper towel torn, crumpled, wet. A metal can stays the same but becomes rusty after a long time. A juice carton stays the same. Good job, kids! Now, what happens when we throw trash anywhere? What can you see in the picture? Of course, the surroundings become dirty. Where do you think all this trash goes when it rains? Yes, it goes through to the drain, canals, and rivers. What do you think happened to the drain and canals when they got filled with trash? Of course, water can't pass through. Picture of canals being flooded. We have here a picture shows flood. What might happen to the homes and buildings when the rainwater has nowhere to go? They get flooded, like what you see in the picture. What can we do to make sure our drains and rivers stay clean and clear? By properly disposing of trash or waste and recycling. The importance of reducing our waste to prevent this problem, and that it is important to know how different waste can be categorized to be able to know how to dispose them properly. The three main types of waste management can be disposed of, can be reused, and can be recycled. Using dictionary, look for the word nabubulok. Have you heard the word nabubulok before? Or have you heard it? When food goes rotten, it means it has spoiled and is no longer safe to eat. What will you do with rotten food like fruits? Of course, rotten food should be thrown away immediately and place it in a trash can labeled as can be disposed of. We have jars at home that are used again as a container. Jars that are supposed to be thrown away but can still be used again are put in the can be reused trash can. When waste materials are used again for the same, it is called reusing. Have you seen the material that can be used to make new products? Used water bottles can still be used to make new products that have a different use, such as the Christmas tree. These wastes are put in the can be recycled trash can. Tell them that the waste materials are used for a different purpose. It is called recycling. Like this, a Christmas tree made of plastic bottle. Let's have now the learning activity sheet. For day 1, activity 1, can you place different wastes into groups based on their observable characteristics? You only have 15 minutes to do the activity. Instruction to follow. Describe each waste and what will happen to this waste when thrown away. Copy the table in your notebook and write your answers. We have here waste: meal leftovers, banana peeling, twigs, wheats, juice cartons, plastic bottles, glass bottles, cartons, papers. We have piece of cloth. What is the characteristics and what happens when it is thrown away? Number 3, sort the items into can be disposed, can be reused, and can be recycled categories. Let's process the activity. What are the waste can be disposed of? Yeah, of course, leftover food such as fruit and vegetables. How will you describe waste that can be disposed of? We have, these are waste or trash that should be thrown away. Waste that rot. What do you think will happen to the trash that was put in the can be disposed of column? We have, it will rot and put in soil to help plants grow. What are the waste that can be reused? Glass bottles, empty jars. How do you describe waste that can be reused? It is described as things we can use again instead of throwing them away. What do you think will happen to the trash that was put in the can be reused column? It will be cleaned and will be used again. 7. What are the waste that can be recycled? We have paper, plastic bottles, and aluminum cans. What do you think will happen to the trash that was put in the can be recycled column? It will be cleaned and will be made into new things like plastic bottles to pen holders. What do you think will happen to the waste in the can be disposed and trash can? Instruction. Listen carefully as the teacher read the selection aloud. Follow along with your eyes and read quietly to yourself. We have here Andy, the apple, lived in a fruit bowl with his friends, the bananas and oranges. One day, Andy noticed he was starting to rot. He remembered what his friends, the wise old gardener, had said. Rotten fruits can help the garden grow. and headed toward the can be disposed bin. Just then, little Timmy walked into the kitchen and saw Andy miss the bin. Little Timmy then put Andy in the can be disposed bin. There you go, Andy, Timmy said. You're going to help our garden grow. Timmy picked up Andy and placed him in the can be disposed bin, where Andy joined other food scraps. Together, they turned into rich soil that helped Timmy's garden bloom beautifully. From that day on, Timmy always remembered to put food scraps in the can be disposed bin. Thanks to Andy and his new friends, the garden was full of beautiful flowers and tasty vegetables, keeping the earth clean and green. Number 1. What did Andy and Apple notice was happening to him? What's your answer, kids? Of course, he was starting to rot. What did the wise old gardener say about rotten fruit? Rotten fruits can help the garden grow. Where did Andy decide to go when he started to rot? To the can be disposed of bin. Who found Andy near the garden bin? Little Timmy. Why is it important to use the can be disposed of bin for food scrap like Andy? Yes, it helps the garden grow and keeps the earth clean and green. What did Timmy learn to do after seeing Andy's journey? He remembered to always put food scrap in the can be disposed of bin. How did Andy and his friend help Timmy's garden? They turned into rich soil that helped the flowers and vegetables grow. What lesson can we learn from Andy's adventure? Properly disposing of food scrap in a can be disposed of bin helps the environment and keeps things clean and green. What do we now do with the food scraps and other trash that rot? Of course, they are to be disposed in the can be disposed of bin and then used to make the soil rich, which help in making flowers and vegetables grow. Complete the table. Show the table to the class to wrap up the session. Ask the learners complete the table with the correct answer to our recitation. We have here a waste materials, can be disposed of, can be reused, and can be recycled. A description, waste that should be thrown away, waste that rot, is the waste material that can be disposed of. Example, the banana peel, food leftovers. Can be reused. We have here waste that are used again for the same or a different purpose. Example, the jar, plastic cups, glass, and bottles. Can be recycled. Waste that can be used to make new products. Plastic spoon, plastic bottle. Let's now proceed to evaluation. We have here instruction. List 3 items you see at home and describe them. Then, classify each item as waste that can be disposed of and can be reused or can be recycled. Of course, we have here plastic water bottle empty, a clear colored bottle made of PET plastic, recyclable or reusable. Old newspaper is also recyclable, reusable. Broken ceramic mug also recyclable and reusable. Good job, kids! See you next time. Thank you for